The Samsung Galaxy Note 7. It's the future, except you can buy it now. What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and this is my personal review of Samsung's latest offering, the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. There's been a lot of hype surrounding this phone, and for good reason. This is everything that Samsung's learned with the Galaxy S7, with a stylus, a little bit more of a professional touch on the software side, and packaged to consumers. So I'm very excited to see how it will compare to Apple's iPhone 6s Plus. It's been out for almost a year now, and I know it would have been more fair to compare this with the iPhone 7 Plus, which will be here in under a month, but because of the misaligned schedule between the Note 7 and the iPhone, I'm going to have to compare those at a later time. For now, it's going to be the 6s Plus versus the Galaxy Note 7. So starting with the Note 7 itself, it is an evolutionary design from the Note 5. They're actually very similar. For everyone that gives Apple grief over their small evolutionary changes in design, Samsung does the very same thing. They're just refining it. They're not giving it a completely revolutionary design. The camera is flush now, but at first look, they look very, very similar to each other. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it's just unnecessary to completely redesign what's already made. It's just better just to do little refinements here and there. Now taking a look at the designs, both are very aesthetically pleasing. The iPhone is a little bit of a thinner phone, but both do have the tapered edge design. However, on the Galaxy Note 7, the edges actually do something with the display. It's a very, very sleek look. This phone feels modern. It feels like cutting edge technology, and it really is. The iPhone is really starting to feel dated. I can imagine a third year with the iPhone 7 with the same design. We need something new already. So I gotta say, the Note 7 in the looks department, to me, is definitely a winner. It just looks brand spanking new. You buy a car, you want to show it off, it needs to look a little different. And taking a look at the measurements, the Galaxy Note 7 is the smaller phone. It is a little bit thicker, but it doesn't feel thicker thanks to that tapered edge design. The iPhone 6s Plus is the wider phone. That makes it for me a lot harder to hold. So when transitioning to the Note 7, I find myself being able to hold the phone and actually use it with one hand. And the surprising thing is it does have the larger display of the two phones. I definitely wouldn't recommend you use the iPhone 6s Plus without a case. It's a very slippery phone, and one-handed operation is very difficult. It's wide, it's got very thick bezels for who knows what reason, but the Galaxy Note 7 is certainly much more comfortable. There is an issue here though, so whenever I try and use it, get a good grip on it, I find my other fingers interfering with the display thanks to that edge of the phone. It's a more grippy phone, but you'll find fingerprints populating every inch of that all-glass casing. It's definitely a good-looking phone when you can keep it clean, which is basically never. Although it is a very comfortable phone to use one-handed. Finding a winner when it comes to displays is going to be very easy. So the Galaxy Note 7 uses the new Gorilla Glass 5 technology, the very first phone ever to do so, going to be much more durable, and the screen technology on the Galaxy Note 7 is far superior. There's no competition here. Super AMOLED is the desirable one, the one you want on your phone nowadays. Apple is going to be shifting to this next year, but for now you're stuck with an LCD with a lower resolution and lower brightness. Did you guys know that the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 has the brightest smartphone display you can buy on the market to date? That is an amazing title to hold. And I put these displays to the test, so I dimmed the lights in my room just to see how these compare in a lower light setting. Both displays are set about 75%, I believe, and the colors on the Galaxy Note 7 are better. When viewing darker images, you can definitely see darker pixels. There's no bleed through like you would see on an LCD. Even the viewing angles on the AMOLED display are better. So once you start tilting your phone, if you got people around you, they're going to be able to see the picture better on that Galaxy Note 7. And when it comes to being unique, what can each phone do that the other can't? The Galaxy Note 7 has user upgradable storage. 64 gigabytes is what the phone has standard, but you can upgrade the SD up to 256 gigabytes. There's the new S Stylus Pen reimagined. It's lighter, it has a finer point allowing for more precise input. There's a lot of software features they've imagined for it, which is actually really cool. GIFs from videos. And of course, there's that futuristic iris scanner, which I gotta say I have never imagined I would see on a phone in my lifetime, but here it is, and it works so well. Can't help but think of Don't Breathe every time I use it though. I mean, in that movie, all they're trying to do is just unlock the phone with their eyes, but they can't seem to get it right. But anyways, it has iris scanning and it works very well. There's also the waterproofing, which matches the Galaxy S7's IP68 rating, so you can take it up to 6 feet underwater for up to 30 minutes. Not saying you should, but it's definitely possible. One of my favorite features about the new Galaxy phones nowadays. Hopefully Apple joins and adds this to their iPhones because it is so useful not to need a case. And wireless charging. Gotta love being able to walk into a Starbucks and charge your phone on a table without a cable. The iPhone 6s Plus has 3D Touch and live photos. 3D Touch is a bit limited on iOS 9, but with iOS 10, Apple is expanding on this functionality. It's actually pretty cool, basically a right click in a sense. And live photos are certainly great for remembering memories, but that's something the Galaxy has now as well. And getting to one of the most important aspects of any smartphone is the actual power. So the Galaxy Note 7 shares internals with the Galaxy S7. Same Snapdragon 820, that is in America. If you're anywhere else, you're going to get the Exynos processor, which is superior in every way. When I first ran the Geekbench, I was a bit surprised. Why are the scores so low? Apparently this is normal. I thought I had low power mode on or something, so I checked and I reran the test. It was still this low. So honestly, I'm a bit surprised the score is this low, but hey, maybe the performance in real world usage is a little bit better. So I decided to run a few tests and see what it's like. Snapchat loaded instantly on the iPhone 6s Plus with a slight hesitation on the Note 7. That's going to be something we're using every day, so every second does count. Pokemon Go loaded almost twice as fast on the iPhone 6s Plus. Loading web pages beginning with reddit.com, it was a little bit faster on the Galaxy Note 7, so performance in the browser seems to be better there. When I loaded CNN, for some reason there was a huge hesitation on the iPhone 6s Plus, so the winner here is a Note 7. And a test of the real power, I actually used Video Shop. Importing a clip happened much faster on the iPhone 6s Plus. The same 4K video clip took much longer on the Note 7, and same with export as well. Over double the speed of the iPhone 6s Plus. Really don't know why that is. Next up, I did test the graphical performance with a GFX bench, and what you can see is what you would expect. With a larger display QHD, of course the scores are going to be lower, but it kept up pretty well. Now the Note 7 is a big phone. Understandably, it has a bigger battery, so 3500 milliamps versus 2750 of the 6s Plus. How that reflects in real world usage is a little bit all over the place. In one area, it's actually longer lasting with talk time. With standby, it doesn't last as long. Benefit there is you have wireless charging. Now when actually getting to wireless components, the iPhone 6s Plus supports more LTE bands, but has a slower max LTE download speed. I did run some other tests, one being the heat signature test. The Galaxy Note 7 has an issue. It's about to be faced with a recall thanks to the exploding batteries. So this phone gets hot. Yup, even that hot for some people. There have been several Note 7s that have already exploded. Samsung is about to issue a major recall. Understandably, the iPhone 6s Plus does run cooler, has a smaller battery. Next up, I did test the speaker decibel output. Very disappointed with the Galaxy here. It's lower, but not only that, it's just not as clear. It sounds very tinny. Terrible loudspeaker on the Note 7. Comparing the fingerprint speeds on the 6s Plus versus the Note 7 seems like the iPhone 6s Plus has a slight advantage here until I actually started testing which phone was usable first. So when unlocking both phones and trying to swipe, the Note 7 actually registered the digitizer faster versus the iPhone 6s Plus. Certainly more usable there. Comparing that to the iris scanner, pretty similar results here actually. The iris scanner was faster versus Touch ID. That is cool. And finally, the cameras. So the Note 7 borrowed the S7's camera sensor. It features the very same specs, nothing unique about it. Quality was pretty good on both. However, the Galaxy Note 7 seemed a little washed out when filming black things like my cat. I don't know why that is. In all other areas, very clear, very vivid. Some say that Samsung's video is just a little overexposed. The colors aren't true to life, and I would have to agree with you with the S6 and before, but with the S7, the Note 7 sensor, it's certainly gotten much better. What I like about the Note 7 camera is that it is actually wider angle. You can capture more standing at the same spot in filming, and focus is lightning fast on the Note 7. Comparing it to the 6s Plus, it's not bad on the iPhone, it's just a little bit slower. And comparing the optical image stabilization for video in 1080p on both phones, the Galaxy Note 7 was certainly the more sturdier one. You could see more jitter on the iPhone 6s Plus. Both good though. Let's see the zoom in. So on the iPhone, all the way during video, this guy all the way. So you can definitely zoom more with the Galaxy. It has a 8 times zoom instead of 4. Photos were very clear on both phones. On the Galaxy Note 7, a little bit wider angle, and the colors are certainly great on both. A little bit brighter on the Note 7. I liked the picture results more there, except again with the black. So front-facing cameras, very similar in specs, 5 megapixels, except Galaxy Note 7 is wider and does better in low light. Alright, just testing out the Note 7 camera. I am impressed with the phone overall, so just kind of curious how it's going to do for a front-facing test. Get some color in here, and point of these videos is to test how wide angle the lens is. That actually shows so much more on the notes and the audio, of course. So just a little test, show you guys this. Let's check it out on the computer. All right, and what's left? Storage and pricing. So the Galaxy Note 7 actually is the same price as the 64GB iPhone, except you're getting an upgradable storage. You don't actually have to pay for more storage, which is awesome. And as I wrap up this review, I just want to say I'm blown away by the Galaxy Note 7. It took what the Galaxy S7 was good at and added to it. That is an awesome thing. So the iPhone 6s Plus certainly has its merits, but the Galaxy Note 7 is the more futuristic phone. It's certainly more current. I would definitely wait on the iPhone 7 Plus and see what happens between these two phones, but currently the iPhone 6s Plus is just outclassed by the Galaxy Note 7. Gotta give it to that one hands down. I do hope this comparison helped you guys decide. If you want, leave me a like down below and subscribe for more videos. Peace.